Have you ever heard a cry, but there was no one to wipe the tears? A faint whimper, lost in the noise of the world, a small voice pleading for help that never seems to arrive. This is a story about one such cry, a story that begins on a cold, unforgiving day. The sky was a thick blanket of grey, and rain fell in relentless sheets, turning the bustling city streets into a blurry watercolour of hurried footsteps and bright umbrellas. Everyone had somewhere to be, a warm place to go, a destination that pulled them forward, shielding them from the storm. But on the side of a busy road, almost invisible against the backdrop of wet concrete and rushing traffic, was a small, soggy cardboard box. And inside this box, a life was fading. He was just a tiny puppy, a little ball of fur that should have been tumbling playfully with his siblings, nestled safely against his mother's warmth. Instead, he was alone, shivering uncontrollably as the cold seeped into his bones. His once fluffy coat was matted and drenched, offering no protection from the biting wind. He had no name, no family, no memory of anything but this cold, wet world. His stomach ached with a deep, gnawing hunger. He couldn't remember the last time he had eaten. Every now and then, a sharp pain would twist inside him, making him whimper. He would try to curl into a tighter ball, a futile attempt to conserve what little warmth he had left. His big, innocent eyes, full of confusion and fear, watched the world rush by. He didn't understand what he had done wrong. Why was he here? Where was his mother? He'd try to lift his head, to let out a little bark, but only a weak, pathetic cry would escape his throat, a sound instantly swallowed by the roar of the rain and the city. He was a tiny, forgotten soul in a world that was too big, too loud, and too busy to notice him. Hundreds of people walked past. They were just blurs of legs and shoes, shielded by their colourful umbrellas. Some glanced down, their expressions a fleeting mix of pity and indifference, before they continued on their way. Maybe they were late for work. Maybe they had their own problems. Maybe they just didn't see him, or maybe they chose not to. To them, he was just part of the scenery, a sad but insignificant detail on a dreary day. Each person that passed without stopping was like a small death. Hope, a tiny flicker in his heart, began to dim with every footstep that faded into the distance. His shivering grew weaker, his body slowly succumbing to the cold. The world was becoming a dull grey haze. He was so tired, so very tired. He closed his eyes, thinking this might be the end. He was ready to give up, to let the cold take him away from the pain and the loneliness. But then, something changed. Through the curtain of rain, a pair of shoes stopped. Not just paused, but stopped completely, right in front of his box. He was too weak to lift his head, but he sensed a presence. The relentless drumming of rain on his little cardboard shelter suddenly ceased. He felt a shadow fall over him, a shield from the storm. Slowly, timidly, he cracked open his eyes. A large, bright umbrella was held above him, a vibrant sun in his grey world. A hand, gentle and warm, reached down. He flinched, expecting a kick, a shove, anything but what came next. The hand stroked his wet fur so softly it felt like a dream. Then 2 hands carefully lifted him from the cold, wet cardboard. He was so light, almost weightless. He was pulled close against a warm chest, and suddenly he was surrounded by a heat he hadn't felt since he was with his mother. It was overwhelming, this feeling of safety, of being held. The shivering didn't stop immediately, but now it was muffled by the warmth of a stranger's coat. He was being carried away from the noisy street, away from the cold rain and the indifferent crowds. He could hear a soft voice murmuring to him, gentle words he couldn't understand but felt in his soul. They were words of comfort, of promise. For the first time in what felt like a lifetime, he wasn't alone. A stranger had stopped. A stranger had cared. This one small act of kindness, this simple decision to stop in the pouring rain for a forgotten creature was not small at all. It was everything. It was the difference between life and death. It was a lifeline thrown to a drowning soul. We often think that to make a difference, we need to do something grand, something heroic. We wait for the perfect moment, the big opportunity to be a hero. But the truth is, heroism is found in the small moments. It's in the decision to stop when everyone else keeps walking. It's in offering an umbrella, a warm coat, a gentle touch. Kindness is never small, because to the one receiving it, it can be the whole world. That day, a stranger didn't just save a puppy. They reaffirmed a powerful truth, that one person's compassion can cut through the noise of the world and answer a desperate cry for help. It can mend a broken spirit and give a life a second chance. Think about the power you hold. The power to change someone's entire world with a single, simple act. You might not be able to save everyone, but you can save someone. And that is more than enough. Never underestimate the impact of your kindness. It is a ripple that can grow into a wave of change. If you ever find yourself in a position to help, please do. Your small act of kindness might just be the miracle someone is praying for. Thank you for watching and for opening your heart to this story. Please consider subscribing for more content that hopefully inspires and uplifts. Until next time, be kind.